EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for February 2nd, 2022. It is Groundhog Day, and we get to find out if we're having 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring today from that famous groundhog in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania this morning. I will tell you that I think that is going to be a colder than average month overall. We'll have some transient up and down periods there, as we outlined in the long-range outlook that I do every Friday. But I do think that we're going to have some slightly below average dominated temperatures overall by the time the dust settles on February 28th. Once we get into March, that might change a little bit, so we'll see. But stay tuned for that. We'll have that updated this week in the new long-range outlook due out this Friday. First and foremost, the Wednesday video forecast is sponsored by the Walters and Zrinski team at Keller Williams Real Estate, serving Carbon, Lehigh, and Northampton counties in eastern Pennsylvania. If you're wondering about the value of your current home, call Sarah and Mike at any time to get your free real estate market analysis. They use genuine MLS data combined with 20 years of full-time experience to give you an up-to-date and detailed forecast of current real estate values. Reach out to the Walters Zrinski team at Keller Williams Real Estate and see for yourself what Sarah and Mike can do for you, and find out what sets them apart in the real estate industry. They can be reached at 610-867-8888, proud sponsors of the Wednesday video forecast. So we have this winter storm coming in. This is the big news for this week here, right? Big winter storm. This is not for our area. The majority of this is not going to be a snow headline. It's going to be the icing that's going to be the issue. And where that exactly is still has to be worked out. We do plan on having maps out today for both snow and sleet combined into one because they both accumulate, and we're going to have a freezing rain accrual map and ice accrual map separately, which is going to be separate because that accrues, that doesn't accumulate. So 2 different processes there, but we're going to have 2 different maps to show the 2 different things today on weather alerts. We expect that at 5 p.m. today. Okay, so as we move this forward, again, mostly cloudy today. It's going to be 38 to 44. This is going to be in advance of that system. This rain with this system, the showers are going to come in late Wednesday night, late tonight, and then go into Thursday morning. And you can see that here, just rain showers everywhere, right? You got rain showers, and then we might get a little bit of a break in there where it's just kind of showery. It's not like a steady rain. And then once we get to the evening, I think late afternoon, evening, it starts to pick up again, and we get periods of rain that will start to change over. First to freezing rain, and then sleet, and then snow as you go farther northwest. This line is going to creep further southeast, but the question is, how far south does it get? This is the European model I'm showing you right now. And it kind of dies over southeast PA, central Jersey, as far as who's getting the freezing rain, because it's going to be an issue of how fast does the cold air catch up to the precipitation before it ends. Okay, that's what that is. All right, and if we look at the NAM high-res future simulator radar, and I'll start this off here at 9 a.m., as you can see in the upper right-hand corner of the model image here that I'm using. This is going to show you the rain here at 9 o'clock in the morning across the region, across our entire area on Thursday, okay? And as you move through here, you get a little bit of a break, which is kind of showery through the afternoon, and then you get steady periods of rain moving through during the evening. Now, if I stop the image here, this is 8 p.m. on Thursday. We're already going to be getting some icing changing over up in our far northwestern areas at this point. Farther southeast, you're still rain, but you can see a definitive line where all the rain, the greens, the green color here is rain, and the yellows that are mixed in here are moderate or slightly heavier rain. Then you get this purple strip in here. This purple strip indicates freezing rain. Behind that is this pinkish color, that is sleet, and then up here in the blue is snow. So this is going to run out of range here, but I just want to show you for illustrative purposes what this is going to do as I move this forward. It's going to continue to creep down further southeast as that cold air continues to advect. And this, by the time we get to 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday, this is what you got. You still got rain across the Lehigh Valley and southeast PA. You got to change over to freezing and much of New Jersey and Delaware and Maryland. As you get into far northern New Jersey, you're starting to see a transition to freezing rain. Same thing across the Poconos and back here into lower Susquehanna Valley. And then behind that, you're changing over to sleet. Snow is going to be occurring up in these areas right here. Okay, how long that lasts is going to dictate how much snow you get. But I'm thinking right now that the snow is not going to be the major headline unless you're right nearest the New York-Pennsylvania border. Okay, so we're going to take this down as a breakdown here, just show you using the RGEM that ran this evening. This is a good breakdown of precipitation types that you could receive with this event. So everywhere sees rain, right? Snow was confined up to these areas right here. Okay, you can see that areas I'm circling. Those are the snow areas. And then you have, go over to this map here. Can you see this cursor highlighted? Here's where all the snow is. A lot of areas of freezing rain northwest of I-95 to include the I-78 corridor up to I-80. That's probably your target area for the highest accrual amounts of freezing rain in this area here, north and west of I-78, or along and northwest of I-78 in PA, New Jersey, can see some sleet out of this as well. Okay, so that's a precipitation type breakdown, and that's a mess. That's a hot mess right there to try to figure out. So that's why we're putting maps out today, because we need time to make sure we get the right numbers here for this. Here is a zoomed in of the most important part of this, which is the freezing rain. Probably the most significant part of this storm for our area will be the icing. And sleet is not really as big of a deal because you have some traction when you're driving a little bit because it's granular pellets or whatever. This is just straight ice. That's all it is. It's just rain falling down, freezing on contact, right? As these temperatures drop, that's what you're going to get out of this. And this is the areas highlighted in these more hot pink colors instead of the light pink, are looking anywhere between 0.2 and 0.3 inches of ice accrual. So that's an issue, okay? That's a problem. And that's going to be favoring the higher elevations for the highest amounts, but closer to 0.3, maybe even slightly over that. But the rest of us are like kind of 0.15 to 0.2-ish or thereabout. Now, these lighter colors here further south and east, once you get past southeast of the Blue Ridge here, it's looking like you're looking about 1/10 of an inch or less. Okay, so the further southeast you go, you get less. And the same thing, less up north because you're going to have a quicker changeover to sleet and then eventually snow up in these areas. As far as snow accumulation, I'm just going to draw all over this instead of showing you snow maps because I think using a snow map is ridiculous right now. Here's where I think the 3-inch or more inches of snow, 3-inch line is 3 inches or more inches of snow here out of this event is going to be north of that line right there. That's where I think the 3-inch line is, okay? If I want to make this go just above that, it's going to be a tight gradient. Go just above that to like right here and above. This is up here now 6 inches or more of snow. And you see that where that is. Closest to the New York-Pennsylvania border, those counties like Bradford, Tioga, Susquehanna, places like that could see those higher amounts of snow. And then once we get down to the southernmost extent of snow, I think, is going to be something like this, right? Like this. It might cut across the Poconos like that. That's your coating line. South of there, I don't think you're going to get any snow. So coating closer to that line, 3 inches closer to the red line, okay, in this situation. So coating to 3 is in between here across the Poconos, across parts of central Pennsylvania here, Union County, Snyder County, Northumberland, places like that, okay? In between the red and black lines are 3 to 6 inches. And 6+ once you get north of that black line. That's my best estimate right now as I'm looking at everything this evening. But this is the big story here, which is going to be the freezing rain. And we're going to narrow that down exactly where that is. We have a couple model cycles to go through yet to narrow down where the worst of this is going to be. But I think that's the upside in the worst places, is 0.2 to 0.3 inches of ice accrual. And that's just straight rain freezing on contact, turning into a skating rink, okay? So we have a lot to cover here over the next 24 hours, but when we get to 5 p.m. today, we'll have the maps of discussion out on weather alerts for that system. And this pulls away, and then we are cold over the weekend. We're expecting mostly sunny skies here on Saturday and cold, temperatures in the 20s. And then we have moderation to close to freezing here on Sunday, but still mostly sunny. Here's that system we were talking about. Possibly affecting the area on Monday. Most of the guidance has given up on this idea and keeps it farther south and east and does not bring that up into our area, so we are just high and dry early next week. We do have we did mention that there's a storm. We're watching a storm for Monday in our local forecasts just in case. I don't want to just totally give up on this because, a couple of model cycles ago, this was still a big thing here across our area, and this could come back. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, otherwise, if that misses, we're going to be dry through the end of the forecast period, through the middle of next week, and temperatures remaining near to very slightly below average during that stretch. I'm EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for February 2nd, 2022. Have a great Wednesday.